welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today I'm going to give you guys 10 tips to list faster on eBay. You're not going to lose any of the quality of your listings. I'm not giving you any tips that are going to make you list faster because you're losing the quality or doing listings that aren't as good as they usually are. You're still going to have great listings. I still stand by all of my other teachings about great keywords, great photographs, good titles, all of that. But there are certain things that you guys can do to get faster. If you're listing more items in less time, you're making more money and you have time to do other things. So the first thing I really think everyone needs to do is have a routine, period. All successful people in this world, no matter what they are successful at, have a set and specific routine that allows them to get up every morning knowing exactly what they need to do and doing it. You guys have heard me talk about bullet journals and to-do lists. I've talked about routines before. You've got to have a routine. Now, everyone is different. So your routine may be, I put my kids on the school bus, clean up breakfast dishes, take photos, walk the dog, do my listings, start a load of laundry, then go sourcing. That could be one person's. Or you could say you're the person who gets up and lists first and takes your photos at night last so that you have them ready for the morning. These are just examples I'm pulling out of thin air. But you've got to have a routine. And the beauty of working for yourself from home is that you absolutely can work in everything else that you need to do, your family, your friends, your errands, anything else you can work in and around being a reseller and make it all work for you. Some people like to work in big chunks like 9 to 5 from home. Some people like to do a couple hours of work, take a break, a couple hours of work, take a break, or just do like listing and then you got to do something with your kids. I know a lot of kids are homeschooling right now. But that is the beautiful part of being entrepreneurs and working from home. We make our own schedules. So you can fit your reselling business in and around your life. It's wonderful, but you've got to have that routine. So I want everyone, if you don't have a good routine yet, if you still haven't made a bullet journal, if you're still not making your to-do lists, I want everyone to sit down this week or going into this weekend, because Q4 is right around the corner, right? And we all want to be as organized and as ready as we can with as many listings up, good routines in place, and be able to maximize our own profits and maximize the amount of listings we're doing and maximize our time so that we can have a very successful Q4. So this week or going into this weekend, make a bullet journal if you want to. I have videos on how to do that. It's very simple. If you don't want to make a bullet journal, go get a tablet from the dollar store and make your to-do list for what you need to do each day. You might have one to-do list that you can follow 7 days of the week, or you might have to make a different one for each day because you have more to do or different things that you do, and that's fine. But I want everyone to sit down and come up with a routine. Get a bullet journal, a pad of paper, write down all the things you need to do every day, and work your reselling in with it and stick to it. If you say you're going to get up and do your ending listings in bulk, sell similar with your coffee every morning, then do that. Do it every morning. If you say you're going to do your photos in the evening, do it. Stick to your list. Stick to your routines. Having a routine in place makes anyone successful. The second thing you can do to list faster is to focus on one step at a time. I know some people get distracted or sidetracked, I should say. Some people, I don't know why, but I have heard of folks who do this. They'll take a photo of a blouse and then they'll list that blouse. And then they take a photo of a pair of jeans and then they list it. That's really not a wise use of your time. You want to do one thing at a time. So if you are measuring jeans, that's what you're doing right now. Don't worry about your photos or your listing. Just take your measurements. If you're listing, and you discover that you forgot to take a photo of a tag on a pair of jeans, put that listing in your drafts. You can even put in your title. This is exactly what I do, by the way, because we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all forget things sometimes. And there are times where I'm in the middle of listing and I got a pair of jeans. I didn't get the picture of the tags, or I'll have a plush that I forgot the picture next to the measuring tape. What I'll do is I'll save that listing to the drafts, but I put in the title what's going on. This needs pick with tape, and I know that means measuring tape. Or I'll put missing tags, and I know I need to go back and get photos of the tags. But whatever's going on, I didn't get the back of the shirt. I've done that too. I just put in the title, needs photo, back of shirt. And that way when I go on the drafts, I can see exactly what was missing or what's going on with that draft and what I need to do to finish it. And I usually, a couple times a week, I find something that I missed or that I need to go back and fix or photograph or whatever before I can list it. And yes, I do it a couple times a week, guys. I'm human too. I make mistakes. I laugh at myself. I actually have every Saturday afternoon, I go through my drafts and fix those listings. And then that gives me extra listings on the weekend. But yeah, just by focusing on one thing at a time, you're going to be more productive. So if you're in the middle of listing and you find something like that, don't get up from the computer or the phone or the tablet or however you list and go dig it out and take a photo of the tag. You're really wasting time. If you can just save them in drafts and have a day or an afternoon where you work on all of those drafts, you're better off because now you're focusing on that. And if you're in the middle of listing, you just want to keep listing. The other thing is to have all your prep done before you start to take your your photographs. So have all your prep done. Have a routine in place for this too. Have a system. If you bring all the plush in and steam them right away after a resourcing trip, and maybe you have a specific Aldi's bag or IKEA bag or whatever that you put them in while they wait for their photos, but they're already steamed. So that part's done. You don't want to be steaming and then photographing. Again, focus on one thing at a time. So have everything lint rolled, measured, cleaned, washed, whatever you do before you start your photos. That way, each item that you're photographing, has been prepped. It has been looked over, spot treated if there were stains, lint rolled if it needed it steam cleaned, Lysoled if it was shoes, and you're me. And that way you'll have a pile of stuff that all the preparation has been done. All the measurements have been taken as well. Everything is done. You're just going to pluck them out one at a time and do your photos as quickly as you can. Do all alike items too. So this is another tip. Stack all your items together by type, and you will save yourself a ton of time. If you're just doing all jeans, you're doing a flat lay photo session, right? Just boom, 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 boom. You don't want to be going back and forth between jeans, tops, dresses. Do all your dresses, do all your tops, do all your handbags, do all your shoes, do all your plush. If you don't have enough of one type of item in a pile to justify doing a photo session, can you save them until you do? I mean, if you're desperate for inventory and you got to get these photographs to list, clearly you can mix and match if you have to at photo time. But I always advise people to try to stick to one thing at a time. But if you're running low on inventory and you need these photos and you need these listings up, try to stick to just flat lays. So do your plush and your shoes maybe, or your dresses and your tops together, you know what I mean? Just so that you have one setup and you can kind of go as fast as you can. I also advise people, this kind of goes with that, take extra photos when you can. If you have a little bit of extra time one day, or if you have a disability like me and you're having a good day and your back really isn't hurting, take some extra photos on that day because tomorrow your back might hurt and you might have to quit early, or you may just be like, I'm not taking photos today because my back is killing me. So if you take extra photos when you have the time or the physical ability or you're having a good day, that will help you in the long run on days that you don't feel well or that you run out of time. I also like to have extra ones on hand because I can list on the weekends if I snatch an hour or two here and there. The next tip is templates. You need to have templates. If you don't have your templates filled out, you need them. Everyone needs them. I'm not sure about the phone because I don't list from the phone. I believe Keith just has like a notepad on his phone where he copy pastes the same thing over and over. I don't like listing from the phone. But if you list from the computer like me, if you're an old dinosaur set in her ways, you can make templates. I have a video on how to do those, and I'll have it pop up for you at the end of this video. Let me just make a note for myself. And it'll take you through step by step. And the beautiful part of templates is you can have as many as you want. You can have one for every type of thing you're going to list. And I do that. I have one for women's jeans, men's jeans, women's pants, men's pants, shoes, heels, sneakers, plush, coffee mugs, you name it. I've got a template for it. I've got most of the title already filled out for myself. All I have to do is add brand, size, and some keywords. I've got item specifics mostly filled out. I got my description box filled out. And I save myself so much time. So if you're just opening template and listing, filling in the specifics, you're uploading the photos or whatever, wonderful. You need to have templates. Stay focused and set clear goals. So first of all, when I say stay focused, everyone, again, is different. So if you need absolute quiet to work, make sure that when you're setting up your routines and your to-do lists, that you're choosing a time to list at such a time that you can be left alone and go close yourself off somewhere and just list. If you need distractions, because some people do, I have to have a podcast or a TV show on that I can kind of halfway pay attention to and listen for background noise. I have to. If it's too quiet, I can't focus. Everyone is different. So figure out what is your ideal setting, ideal noise level or whatever, and have that available to you. Turn a show on, lock yourself in a quiet room, whatever you need. Do you need a fan? Do you need white noise? Do you need music? But yeah, just stay focused. If this is your hour to list, you need to sit down and list for that hour. If this is when you're taking photos, you need to do your photos. Don't worry about anything else, barring if you have children or pets that have an emergency or whatever. Don't ignore your kids and your animals, but you know what I mean. Just focus and set very clear goals for yourself. Again, I'm going to sit here and list until I've done 5 things or 10 things. I'm going to sit here and photograph until I've photographed 20 items, or set a timer. That's what I like to do, like with my plush. I don't really pick an amount that I want to do. I just kind of set a timer for an hour, throw on a podcast, and I take photos for an hour of my plush. And then when my timer goes off, I'm done. With jeans, it's stacks of 20 at a time. So set clear goals like that for yourself. So you know when you're sitting down to do a task, you're going to sit here and do this task until you reach this very clear goal, whether it's an amount of time, an amount of items. Oh, and some people do an amount of money. So some people will sit down and say, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to list until I've listed $600 gross worth of items into my eBay store, or until I've cross-posted 10 items to Poshmark. Don't waste a lot of time on things that you don't need to be wasting your time on. So the number one thing I think folks waste time on is comps. Oh my gosh. And everyone does it in the beginning when they're learning, and you don't need to do, you don't really need to be so extensive when you're looking for comps. And by this, I mean, and I see it all the time in all of the Facebook groups for resellers, I get questions and messages. Someone will have a plush or a men's shirt or a women's shirt or whatever. And they'll say, I'm trying to find comps and I can't find this exact. That's where you're wrong. You don't have to find the exact. If you have a J. Crew women's sweater, look up J. Crew women's sweaters and see what they go for. You don't have to find the exact pink and white striped 3-buttoned quarter sleeve sweater that you have. It does not have to be exact. You just need to know what that brand and that type of thing goes for. And I see that so often with plush too. I have this dandy bunny and I can't find my exact bunny. Okay, but did you see 50 other bunnies? Okay, so find one that's similar in size and figure out what people are doing. You don't have to spend hours and lots of time comping. Unless you have a very unique item, but then you're either gonna find it or you're not. And the other thing folks waste time on is photos. So you want to take very good photos to begin with so that you're not farting around when it's time to list, editing them. So, make sure that you have good lighting, a nice, solid, non-busy background, and take good photos so you're not spending tons of time editing. Of course, sometimes you have to spin them around because they'll come in upside down or whatever, or sideways. That's fine. But as far as cropping and editing and all of that stuff, I think people waste a lot of time. Here's the thing. The only one that really matters that has to be 1000% perfect is the front photo, the main photo, the one that's going to come up in the searches. So your display photo, make that perfect. If you have to crop that and edit it and white out the background, absolutely. But don't spend a ton of time on the other photos. And I cannot express enough to you. Don't waste time on comps looking for the exact item. Just find that brand, something similar, and see what other folks are doing. The sweater example is good. The plush example, find that brand, find plush in that size. And like with jeans, you don't have to find your exact pair of jeans. You could just say, and I'm going to look up Not Your Daughter's Jeans in size 12. You could look up boot cut or flare if that's what you've got, or skinny, and just kind of see what's going on. Avoid burnout as well. So don't sit, if you're the type of person who does get burned out, because not everyone does. Some folks could sit and list jeans for 6 months straight and be perfectly content, and that's fine. But if you're the kind of person that gets bored or gets burnt out with doing the same thing over and over, switch it up. Switch it up for yourself. I have to, because I do get bored. Even with jeans and plush, believe it or not, I do get bored. I can't do the same thing every single day over and over. So like on Mondays, I usually measure 20 to 40 pairs of jeans. So Tuesday and Wednesday, I could be photographing them. And then Thursdays is maybe my plush day. And then Friday, I get to kind of pick, well, what do I have the most of around here? What I feel like doing? Let's do some shoes. Let's do some handbags. But yeah, I do absolutely switch it up and try to do different things each day as far as photographing. And then I put all the photos I take on my computer in a folder called Photographs for Listing because I'm so creative. And then it's first in, first out. So every day when I sit down to list, I'm working on different things too. I just keep it switched up so I don't get burned out. Keep listing until your goal and come back later if need be. So we've already kind of touched upon that. But make sure you have a goal. Sit down and keep listing. And if you need to do anything else, don't. Do not get distracted. Write it down. I keep this next to my me at my desk at all times. This thing. I write down my goal. Each time I sit down to list, I write goal, 10 items, 15 items, or a money amount. And I make little ticks as I list and keep track, or I keep track of the money. Because I switch that up too. I hate just doing the same things over and over. So some days it's a goal of 10 items or 20 items. Some days I want to list $200-300 worth of stuff. But I'll do like the ticks or whatever, and I keep track. Tally marks, that's what they're called. And if I think of something that I need to do, like I said about the drafts, I save stuff I need to fix. But like if I'm like, oh, I forgot to add people to my group that requested to come in, I'm not going to go sidetrack myself with that. So I'll just quickly jot down new members, and I know what that means, or check email or whatever, because a lot of times when you're listing, your brain kind of starts to go on autopilot, which is fine as long as you're paying attention to what you're doing. But I feel like your brain starts to think about all these other things, and it's really easy to get up and go do these things. Just keep a scratch piece of paper or whatever and just if you think of something you need to do, write it down. And when you've reached your goal and you're done listing, now you've got another to-do list to get through, right? So these are all things that I really think are super important for everyone to think about, to take heed, to do, because a lot of folks, I think, are not reaching their full potential and being as productive as they can be because they're focused on too many things at the same time. Nobody has a routine. Just all these things that you could be doing to reach your full potential and list more. And the more you list, the more you're going to sell. The more you sell, the more capital you have. You can reinvest that back into your business and get more or better inventory. And eventually you're going to reach a point where more profit actually means more money for you. A vacation, paying off debt, buying a new house, whatever your goals are. I really want everyone to live up to their full potential. And we are so close to Q4. And everyone sells more and makes more money in Q4. It doesn't matter what you resell. And if you can get into a good routine and implement these tips, you can list faster, and so you can list more items in the same amount of time and have time to do other stuff too. Whether it's more stuff for your business or stuff with your family and friends. I'm not quite sure how holidays are going to go this year for a lot of us, but you still want to have that time set aside for your family and friends as well. Real quick recap before I let you go. Have a routine. Please have a routine. Focus on one step at a time. So choose one task and work on that. Get all your prep work out of the way and have your items in a nice pile that you can pull from to take photographs and have them stacked together, alike items together. Do your templates. Stay focused and set clear goals. Don't waste too much time comping or on photographs. Avoid burnout. Switch it up. And keep listing until you've reached your goals every day. Come back later to other stuff. All right. Questions, comments, or concerns, put them down in the comments below. Please hit the thumbs up before you leave, guys. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos on all social media. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. There's a link down below for you. Until next time, go make those routines. Go make some money. Be productive. And thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.